Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? I had to pull in here because when I started it, the light was like exceptionally dark on the video. And you know what I think happened, and it never occurred to me the entire time I was in Las Vegas, is I think that I had my camera in my bag because I always put it in my backpack and carry it with me because I don't want anything to happen to it. And I think like on the top of the camera, there's like this thing that you spin, you know, to like make it for like video, audio, or video, just like an auto setting, manual setting for pictures. And I think it got turned. And I think that's why the light on my vlogs and my videos in the room was so horrible. And it was really dark in all of my videos because I couldn't figure it out. I always sit, right? I mean, I don't know why this didn't occur to me. It's just basic info, right? But I always sit in front of the window when I'm filming a video, and like for a drama video, and the lighting was so horrible in the hotel room. And yesterday, Alex and I kept on moving around this like ottoman in there because there's all these little things that are inside of the bean bag. They're all like in the cracks of my car and everything. Anyway, we kept on moving around this ottoman, this leather ottoman, because we couldn't figure out the lighting. And here it is all along. It was just the setting on my camera, and it didn't occur to me, and it didn't occur to Alex. And anyway, it is currently 2:47 a.m. I almost said p.m. It's 2:47 a.m. and I am back in Indianapolis. It is 69 degrees outside, and it feels very good, but it is, I always forget, you know, because like I'm here all the time, so when I come back I forget about the humidity. Even when it's not like super hot outside, it's like outside it's just like you're like sweating and stuff, and I always forget about that until I get back here. Anyway, we got in about 12:30 a.m. and got home after getting our bags and stuff about 1:30. And then I got my computer stuff out and put it down so like when I wake up tomorrow I can hit the ground running. And we took our bags upstairs, and Alex like got in bed immediately. He was playing his game for a little bit, and then he went to bed. And I was just kind of like taking my Dop kit, my cosmetics bag out and putting it in the bathroom, and just kind of getting some stuff ready for tomorrow that I want to do. And yeah, and now here I am. And this is also not going to be a long vlog tonight because I am exhausted, you guys. I'm like so tired. Although in Las Vegas it's only 10 till midnight. I feel like I really never got on this trip like on Vegas time. When we went before, when we came back, I just had such a hard time getting used to the time change. And I know it's only 3 hours difference, but like it really screwed with me. And I think, and because I was staying up late out there, and so when I came back, I think like just, it took me so long to get used to the time change. Alex even said something about it. He was like, I'm like just like really dragging ever since we got back from Las Vegas. And I think this time was just because we're so close together and going out there. I think it just made it worse. But anyway, today we got up. We got a late checkout. So our checkout was at 1 o'clock today. We got a late checkout, and which was nice. I woke up at like noon. I went gambling a little bit last night after I got done vlogging and getting the vlog at, well, I was uploading the vlog when I went and gambled, and I was losing my butt. I was like, I'm just gonna like, I have got some extra money left at the end of the night, so I'm gonna gamble. So I was gambling, and I walked over from the Encore to the Wynn. It's kind of hot in here. I'm gonna open the window. I don't want to turn the air on, but can you hear the cicada out there? It's pretty. I always miss the slowness of Indiana, you know? There's always something going on in Las Vegas, but, or any city that it seems like we go to, but like here. Well, San Diego was kind of slow, I guess. It's very slow here. I like that. I thought somebody was texting me, and it's the moon. I think it's a full moon tonight, shining on my phone over here. So I went down and gambled, and I was losing, and I was losing, and I was losing, and I was losing. And then I like moved, there's like 3 machines in a row that were like the same machine, these quick hit machines that I used to play back in the day. I haven't played them in forever, that are like progressive. And I moved over from one machine to the other, and like when I pulled the ticket out, it ripped. So I had to go like cash it in. And so I came back, and I ended up, you guys, I was getting like bonus after bonus after bonus after bonus. I ended up getting, at the highest I got, I was at like $886, $890. And I was like, I'm either gonna stop at 900 if I get over 900, or if I go down to 800, I'm gonna stop, because it was like 5 o'clock in the morning by that point. And so I got down to 800. I didn't get any more bonuses, and I was like, okay, I'm out of here. So I'm leaving with a good chunk of change. And so that was last night. There's this thing they do at the Encore, which is called Night Swim. I guess they do it at 2 different clubs. And it's called Night Swim. And people get in the pool, and there's DJs and stuff. And it's like a big deal out there. Alex, I think, said he has gone to it before. So when I was sitting there playing, it's like right on like the little hallway promenade hallway thing there, where they come out, and like they were like, I mean, they were so loud, and they were like all singing this song in unison and stuff. It reminded me of Leaving Ultra. There was one year that we were like all stuck trying to get out of this like one entrance that was probably like 10 people across, and there was like hundreds of people trying to leave Ultra, and everybody started singing that 7 Army Nation song, which I love that song anyway, and everybody was like singing at the top of their lungs. It was kind of fun. Anyway, you guys, this thing in my mouth is so bad now that like it hurts. Like every day it hurts. I have got to go to the dentist and get it fixed. I wrote down on a post-it note tomorrow to schedule a dentist appointment. It's like, even when I'm just like talking or eating, I'm like biting down on the inside of my mouth. So I'm like lisping constantly now. But that's the least of it. It just like really, really hurts. So that was last night, and then I went up to the room. Oh, well, I packed last night, so we were completely packed last night and ready to go. We always do that. Our friends all packed this morning. I'm like, you guys get up and pack. Like, I'm packed the night before, just in case I'm like, you know, something happens and you're like, oh my God, I just got up and it's time to get to the airport, you know? So I was completely packed last night, and then went down to the casino, played slots, and then came up. That was fun. On the way over to the Wynn, I ran into Aaron and Eric, who were flying out this morning, and their flight left at 6. I think they were gonna like get like an hour of sleep and then go to the airport, and they had been gambling at the Wynn, and they're like, we're going over to go lay down now, and I was like, okay. They're gonna play the haunted house machine, and then they were gonna lay down for like an hour. They're so fun. And then got up today. Everybody went to brunch, and something that I ate at that Javier's restaurant last night did not sit well with my stomach. I don't know what it was. I mean, I had really plain dinner last night. I had like some spicy salsa at the beginning, but I didn't really eat much of that. And then I had some guacamole that they brought out. And then I had these 3 half empanadas, but I only had 2 of them, and they were like bean and corn empanadas. And then the chef made me like veggie nachos. I mean, real basic stuff, you know, like nothing. There was like not tons of cheese on anything that I got. I don't know what did it, but like my stomach was literally like in knots the entire. I mean, I just kept on getting like the most horrible pains all night long. I did get this like corn cake thing that had like a scoop of ice cream on it. I don't know, but I just don't think that would have done it. Maybe. So, unless it was the ice cream. It didn't really seem to like hurt until I ate the dessert. So maybe it was the ice cream. I just can't imagine that one scoop of ice cream would do that to me. Unless I truly have become like horribly lactose intolerant and it's like happened overnight or something. I don't know. It just seems like anytime that I eat anything that's kind of like creamy and rich, like my stomach really hurts. So, is Denny's not open 24 hours anymore? So we got up today, Alex and I like checked our bag, we checked out, we checked our bags, and then we, I'm like so tired, you guys. I feel like, okay, every day we did a pool party cabana, but like the first day and yesterday, the first day we went to, where did we go the first day? Oh, Dre's. Then yesterday we went to this like pool party thing, but it really wasn't. It was like super chill. At first there were like a lot of people there, but then they all left at the same time. I think there was something like it was called like a pool tour or something that was going on, because there were 2 festivals in Las Vegas this weekend. There was like the one that Billie Eilish played at, I think it's called like Life is Beautiful, and then there was iHeartRadio was there too, and that was the one that like Olivia Rodrigo played at, because there was this mom in the elevator when Alex and I were going up from the pool the other day. Their 2 daughters, and her daughters were probably like 12 and like 9 or 10. And the mom had like this big glass of wine, and she was like, somehow we got talking to the mom, and she was like, well, we've been out. I said, you guys got good sun today or something. Like they were really like red in the face. She was like, yeah, we've been at the iHeartRadio thing all day. And the one daughter, I was like, oh, that would have been fun. And she was like, yeah. She was like, but I'm tired. And I came back here and I said, before we go to the room, I got to get a big glass of wine. I was like, okay. So she, but the little girl, one of the little girls was, I was like, oh, was it good? And she was like, Olivia Rodrigo was there. And I was like, oh, she was? I said, did she sing that Driver's License song? And she was like, they were real excited. She was like, yeah, she played all of her songs. And then Alex and I, today, we got coffee, and we were sitting outside talking to these 2 girls that were probably like in their mid-20s. And they were there for the other one, the Life is Beautiful festival. And they were talking about how they had seen Billie Eilish. And I was like, was she good in person? They were like, she's incredible live. I was like, oh, I've always wanted to see her live. So, so we got up, we checked our bags downstairs to like just hold them until we left. And then we went and got coffee. We both got coffee. Alex got avocado toast. It looked delicious. I just wasn't hungry at all. And all of our friends went to the buffet at the Wynn. I just couldn't do a buffet this morning, and I knew I'd just like feel sick the rest of the day if I did. So Alex and I, after that, we went and walked around. There was a store that I wanted to go to called Aviator Nation that has like really cool trucker hats. And I wanted to kind of see their stuff because they have really cool hoodies and whatever. Although Alex said this one hoodie that he liked was like $175 or $275. Their stuff was cute. It wasn't that cute. And the thing about these trucker hats at all these like high-end stores is that they're like real basic trucker hats that you could get for $10 off of Amazon, and then they put like an emblem on it. And I'm like, so the emblem is what costs like $40-50? Like, that's ridiculous. I tried on this one trucker hat. It was like corduroy. That one was cute. It didn't. It was like more of like a 5-panel hat or whatever those things, 3-panel hats, whatever they're called. It didn't sit on my head right. And we walked all around the bougie shops and looked in there and talked to people, and then we came back and we had like a half an hour before we had to leave to go to the airport. So we sat at the bar, and he had a Coke and I had a Diet Coke. It was like dead in the casino. There was like nobody there. Monday afternoon in Las Vegas. People were checking in. Like, everybody had already left that was checking out, I think. And then Melissa and Jason walked over. They had been shopping too. And so they got a Coke. And then the four of us went to the airport together. We checked in and got there, and then got treats and stuff for the plane. That was real fun. And then when we got there, two of the other couples were there, and they were sitting in the bar. And then they came over and sat with us, and like then the fifth couple that was flying out. It was like five couples that were on the same plane tonight coming home. Just kind of fun. We all kind of sat together. Well, we did all sit together. But the plane wasn't packed, so I moved to the row in front, and so I was like sharing it with this guy, and then there was like an empty seat in between us. So it was kind of nice. And Melissa and Jason were behind me, and they had a seat in between them. And then Alex was behind me to the right, and he was on the end, and then a friend of ours that are a couple that were on this trip, they were next to him. And then the wife was in the middle, and the husband was in the window. And then this couple that was on the trip as well, like the husband was next to me and his wife was next to me watching it. I watched the end of Lula Rich on the plane tonight while I was eating my peanut butter M&Ms and my combos really cheese chased the hunger away. Combos really cheese chase the hunger away. I love combos so much, and I love my peanut butter M&Ms, and I also got peanut M&Ms, but I didn't open those. And I had a Coke on the plane, and I also got a bottle of water that I drank, and then they also brought coffee around at the end. That was really fun. I don't know why I got so excited about the coffee at the end. Well, I was real into this movie. So I watched the Lula Ridge documentary. I finished that. And then I was watching the second Fear Street movie. You guys, those are really good. They're really, really well done. And I kept on like watching. I was like, who is this one girl? She looks so familiar to me. I could not figure it out for the life of me. And then I was like, oh, she's the new girl on Stranger Things. She kind of looks like Reese Witherspoon. I was like, is that Reese Witherspoon's daughter? She looks like Reese Witherspoon in the face a little bit. But anyway, I think Reese Witherspoon's daughter looks like her, but also like a lot like that Ryan Philippe. So I don't think it's her. I used to think he was so good looking back in the day. He hasn't been in it. Does he even do movies anymore or anything? And then what else? I don't know. Oh, I know what I was doing before I left to come vlog. I was like reading up on all of the articles on the updates that Gabby, I probably am horribly mispronouncing her name, Perdido case. Guys, that is just so tragic. It's so sad. So I was reading articles kind of like updating about all of that, and so yeah, I finished the Lula Rich thing. Why does this guy just throw his hazards on right when he came up on me? That made me kind of nervous. Oh, because he was turning maybe in his... Finished Lula Rich. Guys, there's like 50 lawsuits against that company. That story is unbelievable. I mean, unbelievable. It is so sad. Like, this won't ruin it for anybody, really. I mean, because, like, the personal stories are what make it. But it's like, people at the end were, like, filing bankruptcy, selling their house, selling their cars, and getting stuck with, like, huge amounts of these leggings and clothing and things like that. It's like the most unreal. I haven't watched a documentary in a long time that's really got me like that. My one friend on this trip, she was listening to, I can't remember which podcast it was, but she's like, oh, you should listen to this. We were talking about true crime podcasts because she really likes them. And it was on my list already. And I said, oh, I already have that. Up and Vanished, I think is the one she was listening to. She was getting real heated about it. So yeah, I watched the Lula Ridge documentary. Melissa watched 3 out of the 4 episodes. She downloaded them at the airport so that she could watch it. She said she knew a lot about it already because she had been reading like articles, or Jason said he had read articles on it because I was asking him questions because I didn't understand like about why like a pyramid scheme isn't by nature illegal, I said, and he was like, well, no, but you can't mislead people, and that was what it was that people were signing up for a pyramid scheme without really knowing that it was a pyramid scheme, which even her son says in the documentary that we've got to move away from being a pyramid scheme. So I mean, they knew what the score was, they knew what was going on. Shady people, they are shady people. So I finished that, and then I started watching Fear Street. I wish I had I sat there for a couple minutes and kind of just like rifled through my bag and was like going through stuff and trying to organize my treats and all this kind of stuff. I wish I hadn't done that because I wish I had started the doc. I sat there like while the plane was taking off and stuff. Well, when the plane was taking off, I was watching watching the documentary, Lula Rich. But like I sat there forever and didn't start it, and I wish I had started it because I literally have 15 minutes of the movie left. I just saw the camera go like that when I stopped. That was the weirdest thing. Like, it shouldn't do that in this beanbag thing. I don't know why it does that. Anyway, so I didn't finish the movie. I have 15 minutes left of it. It's really good though, you guys. They're really, really well done. The second one picks up exactly where the first one left off. Like, exactly where it leaves off. But then it goes into a whole background story. And it explains all this stuff. And then I'm assuming that the third one is going to kind of pick up where the second one ended. And then I think it's going to, like, at the end, it's going to wrap it all up where the first one started, is my guess. Yep, and that was my day. And then tomorrow I get to get the dogs. And I am so excited. We're having baths tomorrow, but we got to find a new groomer. And I said to Alex, I said, do you think, like, they know when they're getting baths that they're coming home? He was like, I don't know. And then I was like, do you think they sleep next to each other when they're at the hotel? We call it the hotel. I'm like, come on, guys, we're going to the hotel. They get real excited. Tucker loves it there. Boo Radley is not always so sure when he walks in if he's, like, likes it or not. But then Tanya always, like, she's like, oh, my God, they're so hilarious. She was like, and she, every single time, I'm like, how are they doing? She's like, they seem so much better to me since they've had their teeth taken out. And she was like, they just seem to be just, like, so much more, like, having fun and whatever. And so they were outside a lot, and I'm sure they will be hoarse and have lost their voices tomorrow when they come. They always come home and they're like real wild at first, and they're like running through the house, and they run up on the bed and they like scratch their backs on the bed, and then they just kind of like fall asleep and they're out for like the whole night, you know? So yeah. Yeah, then I don't know if I'm gonna go to the meeting tomorrow night. I have like so many things I have to get done tomorrow. So I don't know if I'm gonna go to my home group meeting tomorrow. It was funny because like every single person on this trip, with the exception of Jason and Alex, are taking tomorrow off. Always people were like, are you taking tomorrow off? I'm like, well, I mean, I film videos, so I'm going to film videos, you know, yeah. I'm like, I'm going to do a crumble cookie review and pick up the dogs, and then, I don't know, film something, see what's going on drama-wise, do a Peterisms video. I really missed doing the Peterisms videos this week, and, so I really want to do that, and then also, I don't know if I'll do a Peter Does Stuff video tomorrow or not. I told Melissa it would be fun if we... Oh, I don't have any chapstick in here. Are you kidding me? I am for sure I put my chapstick in here. Oh, here it is. I told Melissa it would be fun if we got together and we did the end of the Zach Bagans. So I filmed at the beginning of Zach Bagans. Like, you can't film inside. So I filmed as we were outside. And then the lobby, and I shared on here what I thought. I should have, like, while we were all sitting there waiting for the Uber or the Lyft, it was the Lyft, I should have just filmed everybody and what they thought about it, like, right after that. That would have been smart. But we were all so tired after standing on our feet for 2 hours. I just was like, okay, this isn't the time. Plus, we had to get back to go to dinner. So, or no, that was the night that we got back, and we just went and ate dinner at that place in the middle of the Wynn. That was such a great dinner. That was like the cheapest dinner of the week, and it was so good. I'm so hungry right now, you guys. I haven't like eaten any real food. I've had combos, and I had peanut M&Ms, peanut butter M&Ms, I mean. And then, what else? Some other kind of candy, I can't remember. I don't know. And then a Coke, a water, Diet Coke, and a coffee. And that's been my consumption today. I'm like ready for some like real food. But I'm so tired now, and nothing's open anyway, and I don't want to get gas station food. And you know what? Before we left, I even thought about this. I was like, I should go to the store and get something like frozen to have it in the refrigerator when I get home. Like, you know, Morningstar chicken fingers or like a veggie patty or something like that to have at home. I mean, I have veggie patties, but like, I don't have buns or anything. Oh my God, you guys, my plants look so good. And you know, every year, I always like, I can't remember where I get my mums. And tonight when we got to the airport, Melissa was like, you know how every year I do, like, she sells mums for one of the dog rescues that she volunteers for. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. And I was like, that's where I get my mums. And she's like, well, I have 2 red ones left if you want them. She was like, if you know, and she was like, because we didn't sell out of all of them. We have 2 left. And I was like, yeah, I'll buy them from you. And so she was like, okay, so... But I think I'm going to get the 2 red ones from her, and then I think I'm going to get maybe those pots at Costco. If you didn't see, I filmed it on my Peter Does Stuff channel. Like I said, it was called Let's Go Costco Shopping or something. Or I might get yellow mums. I don't know. But I still don't want to throw my flowers away because they're like doing so well, you guys. Like they're doing really well. It's kind of crazy. By the way, I also only have 1 battery, so... even if I make it to an hour, that's going to dictate how long this vlog is going to be. And it's already just at the halfway mark. This is a fully charged battery, and it's at the halfway mark already. My other 2 batteries are dead, and so I had to charge. They're charging at home. Yeah, the Fear Street movies I really like. I was kind of surprised. Alex, I was like, you're going to really like him. And he was like, well, I thought we were going to watch them together. I was saving him to watch him with you. And I said, I don't remember you saying that. Because we kind of like save scary movies to watch with each other. But I didn't remember him saying that about the Fear Street movies. He said that about the Conjuring movie, the new Conjuring movie. And he also said that about Quiet Place 2, which I'm still waiting to watch. And Malignant. I don't think he really knows about that, but I did tell him if there was another scary movie that came out on whatever that is. So maybe we'll watch that this weekend. This waitress at the casino tonight, we were sitting there having a Coke. She was talking to the bartender and so about some show, and so I asked her, and she was like, "What?" I said, "What show were you talking about?" I told her about Lula Ridge too, because she was like, "I love to binge watch shows," and she had started watching Clickbait on Netflix, and she said it was really good, really good. So I'm gonna start watching Clickbait, I think, but I have to catch up with Manifest and Black Summer too. And Wentworth will be coming out soon, so, well, not soon, but probably in the next month or 2. Oh, and Grace and Frankie. I need to dedicate some time to, well, now that I'm home, I didn't listen to an audiobook the entire time I was gone. I didn't listen to a podcast the entire time I was gone. So, my goals for the week are to finish the Your Own Backyard podcast about Kristen, no, I can't remember her name, Kristen Smart. And I also need to figure out what book I'm going to read. Okay, so I had bought this Andrew Mayne book. He was the one that wrote The Girl at the Bottom of the Sea. And he has a new series that he just wrote, and it looks really good. So I was like, well, maybe I'll read this book next. is I thought I would listen to it on the plane to Las Vegas, because I always think that I'm gonna like watch a show, listen to it. It stopped. I didn't realize I was that close to the end. Anyway, I always think I'm gonna have so much time to get everything done, you know, like watch a movie, watch a show, read a book, do this, listen to an audiobook, listen to some music, you know, and I only do like one thing, like one episode of a show and like half of a movie or 3/4 of a movie. So anyway, I've got to get back to listening to my audiobooks this week. I've got a book that I want, a physical copy of a book that I also want to read, and I've got to do that or to catch up with my my goals for the year. But I also need to pick my book for Peter's Book Club for October. I think Mel and I decided on an October book. I know I said to her we should read this book, and she was like, yeah, that's totally cool. And now I don't remember what book it was, so I've got to text Mel tomorrow and ask her what book it was. She and I were texting on this trip anyway. But I also have another suggestion for her for a book that we can read in October, so that might be an option as well. And I think she might be interested in that one. I'll just call her tomorrow night. We can figure it out. It was a book that I saw, or that was referenced while I was at the Zach Bagans Haunted Museum. And I think I know what I'm going to read for Peter's Book Club. I already have it on Audible, and I'll just order it on Amazon. But I think I know what I'm going to read. But I have to check, because it might be a young adult book. Even if it is, I think I'm going to pick it anyway. It's just like whatever. You know, there's a lot of really great young adult books out there. But I can't remember. It just came out. I want to pick something scary for October. So, I think this might be like the perfect one. But I also want to read some of the reviews too, because if the reviews are bad, then I don't want to read it for October. But, okay, I am going to turn the air on a little bit. I was listening to this Lorde song that's on the Mockingjay album. I don't remember where I heard it. I think I was watching a drag pageant and somebody performed it, and I like Shazammed it. But it's that old Wham song. I think it's Wham. Everybody wants to change the world. Is that how that song goes? Anyway, it's do you guys remember that song? It's like stuck in my head, like on repeat. I hate that. I am so gonna crash in our bed tonight. I was sitting downstairs like at the computer, and I was like doing some stuff and writing post-it notes for tomorrow. And Alex put on the thunderstorm sounds upstairs, and I was like, oh my God, I could fall asleep right now. I usually unpack as soon as we get home, but we don't usually get in this late. It was so funny, like when we were all standing there waiting for our bags, you know, we were all standing in a group. And it kind of did remind me of that like spring break trip that I took in high school. Like, you know, the trip was over and we were all going to our own homes, and we were sitting there. We were all like having tonight we were having little like, you know, inside jokes that we had made through the trip. So the first day that we were at the pool, there were these 3 girls that were on a day bed. This was kind of an inside joke the whole trip. I was like in the pool, and I was like over by the stairs because there was always people congregated around the bar in the pool. The over 21 pool at Encore is like kind of like a half, it's like a shell, kind of like a half shell kind of thing. And so I was like at the halfway mark, kind of, or I was like at 4 o'clock, if that makes sense. Like if you're looking at it like a clock. And it was kind of like in the shade, and I was like just hanging out there on the steps because it was like away from everybody. And these girls were like lounging on this day bed. Did I tell this story already? I may have told this story already. They were like lounging on this like day bed by the pool, and they were like 22 or 23, you know, like perfect figures, you know, gorgeous bikinis, expensive sunglasses. You know, they just thought they were the answer to everybody's problems, right? And there were these guys behind them. I kind of think they were like, they knew them, or like they were friends with them or something like that. But the one guy was like, oh, she said something about like, I can't remember how it all went down, but they were talking about these girls being cute and whatever. And these girls were just like, oh my God, you could just tell they were like eating it up, right? And this guy goes, they were like leaving. I think they said goodbye to them or something, like maybe but it didn't feel like they like knew him. Like, I don't know, like, I thought they were like friends, but like now I don't know that I think they were friends or something, because like when they walked away, the girls were not happy about it. The middle girl, she didn't think it was funny at all. And then the other girls were kind of like, I don't know. But anyway, they were talking about how cute the girls were. And then the one guy goes, except for the one in the middle, she's got diarrhea. I don't know why, but I literally lost it. I thought it was so hilarious. That cracked me up. So I told my friends about it at dinner that night, and like, I just put my car in neutral. And the whole weekend, that's been like the joke. I'll be like, oh, you look so good tonight. Do you have diarrhea? We had several inside jokes over the weekend. It was fun. I'm really glad I did it. The couples trip, you know. We had a really good time. And there were only 2 couples that I didn't know, but one of the couples I had met before, but I just have never hung out with them. And the other couple were Melissa and Jason's it's like Jason's best friend from college and her husband. And I like had never met them, but I've heard about them for years and years and years. So that was fun. And then this other guy that came, whose wife couldn't come because she was on a trip of her own, is like really good friends with Melissa and Jason, and I had never met him. Well, maybe once when we went to that Rev thing a couple years ago, because I remember meeting his wife, because his wife and Melissa are really close, but I don't remember meeting him. He was super nice, so it was fun hanging out with him. And then I talked to his like friend the whole weekend too, because that was like his first time to Vegas, and so he brought this friend out there with him, who's like such a sweet guy, and he's like engaged, and his fiance has never been to Las Vegas, and so he's like, well, I'm thinking about bringing her out here in March for her birthday. And I was asking him like if he had seen the fountains and all that stuff. He was like, no. And I said, you gotta go do all that. So I said, that's like the Vegas stuff to go see. And he's like, I know. I thought this was so sweet. He was like, I think I said something about this the other night. He was like, I know, but like I want to experience that, or she wants me to experience those things with her, like just like in general, like in life, she wants us to experience things together. And he goes, I feel like that's something that I can do for her, is like waiting until we come to Vegas together to like see those things. Okay, there's a husband right there for you. Okay, that's a keeper. I thought that was so sweet. So thank you guys for keeping up and watching the Vegas vlogs. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. I think Alex and I made a decision tonight that we're not going to go to Florida in October. We've kind of made a decision that maybe it's just like, let's just kind of like stay settled for a couple months, spend time with the dogs, not spend a lot of money, save our money, you know, and instead of like going on 3 more trips before next spring, you know, let's just save the money and put it towards like doing stuff with the house. And I mean, we would love to go to, you know, to Florida for a week in October, but it's like, we've had such great vacations this summer. It's like, let's just be around here. I really, just to be honest, like, and I think Alex feels the same way. It's like, we have really traveled a lot this summer, and it's like, let's just kind of, you know, nest a little bit this fall and early winter. So what we decided was, it was funny because on the Never Have I Ever trip, or Never Have I Ever Q&A that we did on the trip, one of the questions was, have you guys ever planned a trip the day of, like, you just say, let's go somewhere this weekend, right? And we haven't done that. And so I don't know who asked that question, but if you're somebody that watches the vlog, thank you for asking that question, because it really kind of like inspired this conversation and motivated this conversation between Alex and I, of that would be something that would be really fun, right? Like if we had no plans, either one of us, on a weekend, and like he could get a Monday off, and I just was like, okay, let's fly out tonight on the red eye, and then, you know, come back Monday, and that will be like Saturday and Sunday that we'd have, you know, and all day Monday, and then come back, you know. I mean, having Tanya as a best friend that owns a dog kennel, I mean, I could call her and be like, can I bring the dogs over any weekend, and she would, you know, do it. So we might do that some weekend, like between now and Christmas, just somewhere like San Diego or Denver to visit Susie, or Miami for a long weekend or something like that. But other than that, I don't think we're gonna do anything. But even that to me is like, okay, that's a lot of preparation for just being gone for 2 days, but we'll see. Or maybe even just take a weekend trip to like Chicago or Louisville or something, you know? We haven't done that in a long time. We used to do that a lot. Just drive down to Louisville for the night or go to Chicago. I don't really have any desire to go to Chicago, but, you know, or Nashville, Tennessee. That's only like a 5-hour drive from us. That might be kind of fun. We'll see. But yeah, I got some stuff to do. I was thinking it would be interesting to do like a podcast. I'm always thinking, okay, this doesn't mean I'm doing it. But I was thinking that it would be interesting to do a podcast that was like me in search of my grandmother, like in the truth behind, like, you know, the true story behind my grandmother. Not just about going to prison, but like how she grew up and how my mom grew up and all that stuff, you know, and, you know, calling it something like Searching for Grandma. That would basically be like this true crime documentary podcast, like centered around her going to prison, but like that really wouldn't be the story. The story would really be me trying to figure out my roots, you know? I thought that would be interesting, but not gonna happen anytime soon, I don't think. It's just a lot of work. Some days I feel like I really want to know about all that stuff, and other days I'm just kind of like, I'm really not that interested. Like, maybe it's just better that I don't know, you know? You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? What was the thing I used to say in my drama videos? You know what you don't know is a lot. No, how did I say it? What you don't know is a lot. But there was something before that I would say. I don't remember what I said. I'll have to go back and watch some of my older videos and see what I say in there. I can't remember who used to say that to me. I think it was this friend of mine, my friend that I knew, you know, from kindergarten, elementary, junior high, high school, college, graduate school. I think she was the one that used to always say to me, what you don't know is a lot. Or I heard that on something, I don't know, but I love that saying. I can't believe we're halfway through September already and then October is right around the corner. It's just crazy to me. Oh, you know, I didn't even look tonight when we got home. Well, obviously, why would I? But I didn't look to see if the pool was closed. By the way, this is the Diet Coke that I was drinking on the way to the airport 5 days ago. And you know what? It's really not that bad. I thought it would be awfully flat, but it's not. I'm just thirsty, and we didn't have anything home except for LaCroix and that San Pellegrino, and I didn't want one of those. And I didn't want to stop and get a Diet Coke while I was vlogging, so I was like, this is what I'm going to do. And the battery just started flashing at me, so I guess that means it's time to end the vlog for tonight. But don't worry, because there will always be tomorrow's vlog. Tomorrow's vlog. Hopefully. Anyway, if nobody else has told you, like you guys know already, if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. So don't forget, if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. And do you remember that insanely long outro that I used to do? I don't even know that I could do that today. I don't even remember what I used to say in an outro if I had to do it. If I had to do it right now, I don't think that there's any way that I could remember what I did back in the day. But sometimes it would drag out to like 8 or 9 minutes. Can you even imagine? Anyway. So yeah. And I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Tuesday. I'm happy that I'm back to, we had a fantastic trip, but I am glad to be home, and I can't wait to see my dogs tomorrow. And I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Tuesday. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya!